What's up guys, welcome to another track guide. This week and this track came to test you to see if you did your homework on braking and throttle inputs. Overall grip seems a bit low compared to recent tracks. It feels very similar to Mugello levels of grip or maybe even lower. In terms of driving, you have to be very smooth with your steering, progressive with your throttle, and very mindful about your trail braking. This week will reward you for being technical and patient while racing. While hot lapping for this video, I was being my usual self and grabbing the car by the scruff of the neck and pushing it very hard into every corner like you usually see in my driving, but I noticed that my driving was way too busy and I felt like I was leaving time on the table pretty much everywhere and not being consistent. After dialing back the aggression to pretty much zero, I instantly beat my personal best and shaved off the last half of a second I needed to squeeze into the 2/16ths. And I honestly feel like I have 3 or 4 more tenths to go, so I recommend you do the same. Other than that, I would highly advise you to join my Discord community to have access to my setups, ghost car and telemetry for this week, and who knows, maybe we can even schedule a coaching session together so I can help you unlock your maximum potential like we have already done with dozens of students. Now let's get into the track guide. Coming into the first corner, lightly get on the brakes right as the outside curve ends and downshift the car into 4th gear. In terms of racing lines, pretty much anything will work, so do whatever makes you feel comfortable, being that a late apex, a double apex, or just hugging the inside curb all the way through. The only 2 things you should be worried about is about not overslowing the car on entry and not understeering on exit. If you check those 2 boxes, you will be fine. For turn 2, brake a car's length before the outside curve begins and downshift into 3rd. Be mindful of your trail braking and pay special attention to the final part of your braking. If you drop the brakes too fast, you will oversteer into this corner since the grip is so low. Rev matching on downshifts is also highly recommended, just so we can avoid locking up the rear tires as we turn. Let the car coast through the final part of the entry phase and get on power as soon as you go over the curb. As you exit turn 2, start looking for the outside curb into turn 3 and take it almost like turn 2 at Laguna Seca. Upshifting to 4th gear as you get to the apex to help you not understeer wide on exit. Into turn 4, start braking exactly as the tire marks begin and get into 3rd gear quickly. Let the car coast the entire middle and final parts of the entry phase to allow you to slowly scrub off speed for this decreasing radius corner. Get on power before the apex just so we have enough momentum to overpower the slope we are about to face. Turn in still going flat out about a car's length before the tire marks begin or just as the marshal post on the left disappears from your view. After turning in, lift off the gas to induce some rotation. Get on power very soon and don't be scared of going wide because we won't need the entire track width for the next corner. From about halfway across the track, aim for an early apex and use the brakes for extra rotation since this corner is off-cambered on entry and the car naturally wants to understeer. Get on power as early as you can without causing oversteer. Brake over the tire marks after turning in, but be very careful under braking here. Same thing as turn 2, try not to drop the brakes too fast and make sure you rev match on downshifts because otherwise you will oversteer very aggressively since the track falls away from you. Get on power over the apex and aim to exit the corner about halfway across the track. This is a very blind corner and it's really easy to get lost on the turning phase, but start turning in just as you can see the inner curb and set yourself up for a late apex where we want to get as straight of a line as possible for the exit. This is what happens when you get on power too soon for this corner. Since it's a downhill off-cambered corner, if you get on power too soon, even by small amounts, you will understeer wide and you will most likely than not have to interrupt your acceleration to make it through. This is the corner where you are most likely to oversteer at the end of the braking phase, so be extra careful here. Also try not to overslow the car too much on entry and get on power earlier than you would think is possible because the car can take it. Turn in over the outside curb and aim to send the car over the inside curb with a lot of momentum. If you are too slow over this curb, you might get the urge to get on power here, and it's a very bad idea because you will surely oversteer over the elevation changes. From about halfway across the track, gently turn in and pay attention to the car's behavior because it will be very on edge through here. Keep it in third and resist the urge to upshift. Stay in third gear at the bottom of the hill because it's a very steep one. Use the orange tip of the guardrail as your turn-in reference and then lift off right after turning in. You can lightly step the brakes to help you get the nose in and not screw up the line for the right-hander. For the last corner, firmly turn in and be careful to not go over the inside curb with too much steering input. So that was a lap around Brno circuit, and I hope this track guide helped you as much as you hoped it would. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys on the next one. Enjoy the hot lap.